When you find the answer, tell me.
Is it A, logically?
I check your mind, but I don't think so. Because if you said logically, all of these adverbs, what does the adverb describe? So resemble this ones. So we need adverb to modify the verb resemble. So how can I say logically resemble? Does not make sense. But here, superficial, it means they are similar from the outside appearance, but in reality are much more closely related to sea cows and elephants. This one does not make sense. This one, of course, not. And we are not talking about something generally or universally, but superficially, right?
Yes.
So when I say universal, it means something generally happens. It means in all cases, in all situations, it happens. But this does not make sense. Feel it?
Yeah.
Now let's try number two. There is a question. Let me help you. Number one, what kind of word here? It is past participle. So
Yeah.
it describes the purposes. So the purposes were frustrated by. That means the world war did something to the purposes. Annoyed purposes does not make sense. Unfulfilled? No. Dissatisfied? No. But thwarted. Thwarted means prevented or blocked. Prevented or blocked. Catch it?
Yeah.
That's the point.
Is it requirement?
So requirement, it is okay. Found it. So as he mentioned it, a provision guaranteed. What is a provision? Something guaranteed by the Constitution. So just something, it's a requirement to have it. So all of this does not make sense at all. All right. Let's find the wrong answers first. So as you know, it's not about physical appearance, wrong. Why one of characters were not comfortable. The underlined, it does not tell the why exactly. So no, it reinforces an emotional state alluded to in the preface. Let's check. Yeah, she felt a flush. That means she was angered or she was in embarrassment. That is means yes, because she said an older or less punctual. So punctual is here about being a quiet people, not. So it's emotional state. So it's a letter C. It introduces an interaction between two characters. There is no any contraction here or intercourse or conversation. This means the letter D is wrong. That's why. So we always check the answers quickly. So as we agree, we read very quickly, summarize the main ideas through the first reading, and then check your answers. Let's jump. The no analogy means comparison between two things. So why the writer used the analogy means what is the main idea through comparison is using. Now let's find it.
Is it C?
Should try to work to position as an officer? No. And where is the comparison exactly? Let me help you. Here, he said true, they rather order me about some and they make me jump as like. So here we compare that they ordered me. Ordering you, it means outside forces. Officer, general, someone forced him to do this action. So it's not about the narrator. So letter D is wrong. But it's important to obey orders from a superior officer aboard the ship. So letter D, it's okay. You know? But
Yes.
it's a great improvement to delete A and B. This is great. Now, versus the question first. Let me help. Always find the wrong answers.
Is it D?
Letter D, no. It clarifies a previous claim. Let's read the previous claim. The year in which this story opens found him wearing. Does it give you the reason? No. And this is a claim, or this claim does not make sense. So no D. He said a preface. And they said Adam Patch was unintolerable. As you know, tolerable means accepting the other people's opinions and live with them despite hating, but this doesn't make sense here or not related. Now let's know why it's A. Indicates Adam Patch was living in the past, not the present. Look, 1861 was creeping up slowly on. Look, this means this year it comes to him when he was this year. This means he lives in the past. He feel it like that. He said his thoughts ran a great deal on the Civil War in the past, somewhat on his dead wife and son in the past. And this one makes sense. Letter B, a reason Adam Patch did not reflect often. How? He did. Following it, he did. So this opposite to what is mentioned. Again, the reason Adam Patch dedicated most of his time to campaigning is not mentioned. Catch it?
Yes.
Always find what is not mentioned, what is not evident, not explanations. But you should find evidence for the answer. Now let's jump. Question first.
Is it D?
Letter D, no. Do we have any evidence for that? Harmful side effects which can injure the patient? No. Not supported in this text. But he mentioned here for a limited time. So naloxone
So
only
it's
able, yeah, it's A, but we need evidence. They mentioned here, but nalo breaks down, stop working after about an hour, which allows a relapse, return into overdose, unless the drug is re-administered again. That means it works for a short time. Feel it?
Mhm.
This means the period of time of healing is related to the effect. Of course, we didn't mention about expensive or not supported. Offers not a result of or how. It's a job. Let's find the wrong answers. Always find here why he mentioned rainbow to prove the main idea of the text. So what is it? Do we discuss, or the writer discusses, where waves originated? Talking about the origin, not support. To offer an example that the reader might help, yes. We give an example to imagine the idea, maybe. But wait, to present an exception, what is the
No.
exception here? He gives example to understand. Feel it? He
Yes.
said it's the same effect as you see. So we give you an example from nature to imagine, to visualize the main point so you understand it, isn't it? So this is called one of the techniques for persuasion. So support. Why blue waves? Of course, does not. So not supported, not evident, or mentioned. So letter B. That's why. So find the wrong before the correct. Now let's go. The main function of the word. This is the same. What is mentioned about this word? And what kind of this adjective describe? So let's find what is mentioned in the text. Let's find the wrong answers. Do we have any ideas about true age? Belied her outward appearance? You mentioned that the age is behind the appearance? No.
Did not.
Establish or explain the girl was not suitably clad for the weather. Is the main idea that you can have more
No.
about the weather? It's wrong. Identify the reason for narrator's interest in the girl. What is the evidence here?
There's no evidence.
Wrong. Now we need to
So
find
the
contrast between appearance and her actions. What is the contrast between appearance and action? He said here she was wearing a charming, so beautiful yellow hat, a jaunty little black mantle. And at the same time, he mentioned that she was here sobbing and uncontrollably. How crying and she wearing so beautifully. Feel it? This means there is contrast. So letter D it is correct. The next one.
Is it C?
Yeah, you see, but what is mentioned about the informal sector economy? As I mentioned here, the informal sector of economy
No,
has become the primary system of doing business, which is not regulated, controlled, taxed. It gives you what is the informal sector. So we need an evidence to show which one is informal. Letter A, a farmer raised several chickens for enough wood to build a house for his newly married son. But it didn't pay any taxes, not formal. But look, international corporation from Denmark invests money in erecting a new. This means that we know it's a formal government. As I mentioned, it's the lack of government regulation prevents taxes from being assessed or collected, which in turn, consequently, diminishes support for public services. This one is formal, it's something informal. Government use taxes, this is too much formal. A young man from a rural area moves to a large city because he wants to find a job. It's not related to the question at all, or the idea of doing business. See that?
yes.
Let's try the next very quickly. Now, do you find any evidence? Let me help you. He said the success of such a program is evident after calling. So we need evidence for the success of such a programs.
Is it A?
So letter A is the best answer. He said here ridership increased from 2 to 4. This is success. Yes or no?
Yes.
But here half lower, of course not. All right. Good job. Number 12. For instance, we need an example of the previous idea. Let's read. Is the voice, and the letter D is the best answer. That is great. Let's try the next complete again. He said, but opposite.
Is it B?
And now B is the best answer. As I mentioned here, we're able to locate living specimens. How did you know that dimension? Dimensions text a molecular examination. Molecular, it means they found someone or something, I mean, or some samples. So they find living specimen. Could provide them for positive identification, as I mentioned.